Hi everyone, welcome back to Speak Up English Hub. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about events of 2026, Bad Bunny's historic Super Bowl halftime show. Was it just a concert or was it a political statement? Today we'll use this story to practice your intermediate English skills. We'll look at the advanced vocabulary of words like symbolism, unapologetic, and I'll show you how to identify the main ideas in a complete text. But now, you will listen to the text in full. After 3 minutes, I'll be back with you to understand and to discuss many points about this story. So let's get started. Listen carefully and try to understand as much as you can.
The power of the halftime show. Bad Bunny's historic performance. Last Sunday, the world watched a historic event at Super Bowl 60. The halftime show was headlined by the Puerto Rican superstar Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, known globally as Bad Bunny. This performance was not just a musical concert, it was a powerful statement about identity, culture, and politics. Breaking language barriers. For the first time in history, a predominantly Spanish-language artist headlined the biggest stage in American sports. Bad Bunny chose to sing entirely in Spanish, refusing to translate his lyrics for an English-speaking audience. This decision challenged the old idea that belonging in the United States requires speaking English. Instead, he showed that Spanish is a vital and permanent part of the American landscape. Symbols of history and resistance. The show was filled with deep symbolism. It began with visuals of sugarcane fields, which reminded viewers of Puerto Rico's history of labor and struggle. Bad Bunny also marched with a light blue Puerto Rican flag, a symbol often associated with the island's independence movements. By including references to El Apagón, or the blackout, he highlighted the ongoing issues with Puerto Rico's power grid and government corruption. A broader vision of America. One of the most emotional moments occurred toward the end of the show. Bad Bunny held up a football and said, "God bless America." But then he listed the names of many countries across North and South America, such as Mexico, Cuba, and Brazil. This was a clever use of language. In Spanish, America refers to the entire continent, not just the United States. He reminded the audience that the American experience includes many nations and cultures. The public reaction. The performance sparked a lot of debate. While many people celebrated the show as a masterpiece of inclusion and pride, others were critical. Some politicians argued that the show was too political or not American enough. However, for many Latinos and immigrants, seeing their culture celebrated so unapologetically on such a massive stage was a moment of profound joy. Conclusion. Bad Bunny's halftime show proved that music is a universal language that can spark important conversations. By bringing the history and struggles of Puerto Rico to the Super Bowl, he showed that an artist can be a global pop star without losing their roots.
Let's look at this passage. Notice how the author uses the word predominantly. Do you know the meaning? It means mostly. Bad Bunny sang predominantly in Spanish. This is a key detail. Why? Because it challenged the idea that you need English to belong in the United States landscape. So, for example, he says, for the first time in history, a predominantly Spanish language artist headlined the biggest stage in American sports. So, Bad Bunny chose to sing entirely in Spanish, refusing to translate his lyrics for an English-speaking audience. Now I have a question for you. Can you answer this? Why was Bad Bunny's choice to sing entirely in Spanish considered a challenge to old ideas? I'm going to put back the text for you so you can decide what are you going to answer. Are you ready? If you need more time, pause the video and decide. But now let's look at the question. The answer is, it challenged the traditional belief that an artist must speak or sing in English to belong or to be successful in the United States. It asserted that Spanish is a permanent and valid part of American culture. Now let's break down a word here, symbolism. What is it? Using an object to represent a big idea. So that is a symbolism. Remember, the sugarcane fields were not just plants. They symbolized labor history. As he said here, look, the show was filled with deep symbolism. It began with visuals of sugarcane fields, which reminded viewers of Puerto Rico's history of labor and struggle. Attention to what I am going to ask you. Answer this question. What did the imagery of sugarcane fields represent in the performance? All right, read again and try to answer the question. If you need more time, please stop the video, because we are going to do it right now. The answer is the sugarcane fields were a reference to Puerto Rico's history, specifically the history of physical labor and the struggles of a working class on the island. I think you got it correctly, didn't you? All right, let's go on. I have another question for you. What specific local issue in Puerto Rico did the song El Apagón reference? I'm going to put the text back and read together with you. Bad Bunny also marched with a light blue Puerto Rican flag, a symbol often associated with the island's independence movements, by including references to El Apagón, meaning the blackout. He highlighted the ongoing issues with Puerto Rico's power grid and government corruption. Now answer the question. Can you do that? The song highlighted the frequent power outage, blackouts caused by the island's unstable electrical grid and associated government corruption. Did you get it right? Okay, so like the video and comment. Write your answers in the commentaries. It will be a pleasure to read them. And now we are going on. Listen to this. How did he redefine the word American? Can you tell me? So he said here, in Spanish, America refers to the entire continent, not just the United States. He reminded the audience that the American experience includes many nations and cultures. As he said, Bad Bunny held up a football and said, God bless America. But he then listed the names of many countries across North and South America, such as Mexico, Cuba, and Brazil. Listen to this. How did Bad Bunny redefine the word America during the show? I think now you were able to answer this. Here is the text for you to check your answer. And now let's do it together. The answer is, while many in the United States use America to refer only to the United States, Bad Bunny used the Spanish definition, which encompasses the entire continent. North, Central, and South America. He emphasized this by listing countries like Mexico, Cuba, and Brazil. Did you get it right? Oh, very good. Let's go on. Now let's talk about the public reaction. Let's break down two words here. Two power words from this passage. Inclusion. What is this here in the text? Inclusion. This is making sure everyone feels represented. It's a kind of inclusion. Feel represented. And this one, unapologetically. What is that? What it means? This is my favorite word. It means doing something with total confidence, without feeling like you need to say sorry for being yourself. So this is the word unapologetically. All right. But now, attention. Read again this part. And I have a question for you to answer. And the question is this one. What were the two conflicting reactions to the halftime show? Let's go back here and try to find the answer. Read it carefully. But now, let's go. Let's look at the answer. Many viewers celebrated the show as a masterpiece of pride and inclusion. Conversely, some critics, this is the problem, some critics and politicians argue that the performance was too political or did not feel American enough. That is the conflicting reaction. It happened at the time. All right, but now let's go on. Do you understand unapologetically? In the text, the word appears, so is used there, based on the context of the performance. Now it's your turn. Which of these sounds like unapologetic action? Number one or number two? Number one, it's an artist translating their songs to please a new audience. Or number two, an artist wearing traditional cultural clothing on a global stage despite criticism. Which one will you choose? Number one or number two? And the answer will be number two. Being unapologetic means staying true to your identity without feeling the need to change to fit someone else's expectations. Okay, very good. And now let's go on. About the conclusion of the text. So, we have here Bad Bunny's halftime show proved that music is a universal language that can spark important conversations. When he says music is a universal language, but the words we use to talk about it matter. What did you think of this performance? Was it too political or just right? I want to know. Let me know in the comments using one of your vocabulary words you learned here in our lesson. Let's see one more question for you. Bad Bunny's show was a masterpiece of what? A, B, or C? Which one will you choose? And the answer will be letter B. It's an inclusion. It's a masterpiece of inclusion. If you got it right, you were officially an intermediate superstar. All right, let's go on. One more question for you. Based on what you read and what you listened to, answer the following questions in your own words. Can you do it? What was the linguistic significance of Bad Bunny's performance? What was that? And the answer is, it showed Spanish is a permanent part of the United States and doesn't need to be translated to belong. This is the idea of Bad Bunnies. All right, number two. The text mentions sugarcane fields. What historical context does this provide? Do you know, can you tell me? It references Puerto Rico's history as an agricultural society and its labor struggles. Do you understand labor struggle? It's a force coming from the people who work. Number 3. How does the Spanish definition of America differ from the common US usage? Do you know this answer? And the answer is, in Spanish, it refers to the entire continent, north and south, not just one country. Coming to the end of our lesson, one more exercise for you to practice your ability to perform in English. This is a closed exercise, a closed challenge. Your task here is to fill in the blanks using the words from the box below. The words are landscape, symbolism, inclusion, unapologetic, predominantly. And now this is your turn. Stop the video and try to complete. Now it's your turn. Complete. The answers are: number 1, Bad Bunny's performance was predominantly in Spanish. And then number 2, landscape, American media landscape. Number 3, by using heavy symbolism. Remember this word, symbolism. Number 4, his unapologetic attitude. He's unapologetic. All right. And number 5, example of inclusion in a global stage. How did you do? Tell me. Write in the comments how many did you get right. Now, look at this one. What do you think of this? I want to know your opinion. This is a personal opinion. Some critics said the show was too political. Now, your turn. Do you think entertainment should stay separate from politics? What is your opinion? Write in the comments for me, please. And why or why not? Okay? You do it later. Now, another one. Local connection. If an artist from your country performed at the Super Bowl, what symbols or Easter eggs will they use to represent your culture? Tell me. It will be very interesting to know. It is your turn to write and practice your English here with us, because now we are going to do a true or false exercise. Read each statement carefully and decide if it is true or false based on the text you read. Let's begin. Bad Bunny performed mostly in English to ensure the American audience understood his message, and the answer is false. Very false. He sang predominantly in Spanish, refusing to translate his lyrics. Okay, now this one. The use of the light blue flag was a form of symbolism representing independence. And the answer is totally true. Flags are powerful symbols used to communicate history and identity without words. All right, and now another one. When Bad Bunny mentioned America, he was strictly referring to the 50 states of the United States. True or false? And it is false. He included the whole continent, showing a broader vision of the world. All right, one more. The mention of El Apagón was intended to highlight social and infrastructure problems in Puerto Rico. True or false? This is totally true. He used his platform to speak about the real-world issues like the power grid. All right, and the last one. This one is, the show was praised for its inclusion, meaning it made many different groups to feel represented. And the answer is completely true. Inclusion is about creating a space where everyone, especially minorities, feel they have a place. I hope you enjoyed this lesson because we are going to see each other very soon. See you and thank you very much for being with us. Bye bye.